So let's have a look at the operational Netlink controller here. A couple things to point out. Flashing blue light right here is on a module. There are actually two modules here. This one's disabled at the current time. I'm not actually using them in the Brewery, but I may add some functionality later. This module, for example, is an analog inputs module. It'll take any analog input voltage and step it down to voltage compatible with the microcontroller so that those voltages can be read. So basically what these are I can hook temperature sensors or voltage sensors, those kind of things. Actually direct voltages into them, and it'll give me a readout of what that voltage is for up to 8 individual inputs. So I may use that to add some new temperature sensors at some point. This is a digital inputs module. It's not really necessary in this, but I could use it for limit switches, perhaps a tamper switch on the control panel itself, those kinds of things. Aren't really necessary, but that's how I would use these. What's more important is this interface right here. It's an interface that I developed, serial interface, synchronous serial interface. There's a data line and a clock line, power and ground, and then 3 control lines for, there's a reset line, for example, and a latch line. And what that interface is for is it's a bus to connect multiple external user interface devices to it. I have a custom switch and display module that'll be on the front panel of the control panel, where the temperature readouts will be read, the switches will be positioned so the users can turn things on and off and so forth. And those all go into those modules. And each one of those modules, there are 3 of them actually on board on the control panel, they'll all be bused together with an address, and we'll be able to control, the microcontroller will be able to send information to them to display the different temperatures and so forth that are programmed for each of those devices. I can hook up all kinds of different external sensor modules and control modules to that bus, up to 255 different devices, and multiple different types of devices as well. So I can literally have as many as about 32,000 different combinations of devices connected to that single bus. Clearly practicality rules, and we may not be able to hook that many up for functional reasons, just for performance reasons, but we have that capability in our addressing scheme. So anyway, you can see it's functional now. The lights are blinking, everything's working. And what you can't see is an interface that's underneath at this point right here. This is a micro LAN interface, or Maxim Semiconductor. Well, let me just say it was formerly called Dallas Semiconductor, and they created an interface, a one-wire interface for connecting these Dallas devices. You find temperature sensors and various different types of control chips that you can hook up, and that's where I'm getting all my temperature sensing from. I'm going to hook up a one-wire interface, and all my temperature sensors will come into that, again, that interface that I pointed to a second ago, underneath the communications board. And the Netlink is right now reading that bus as well, even though nothing's connected to it. It reads it every second. Every time you see the flashes, the blue flashes, it's reading. So that's about every second, second and a half. That'll be the resolution of my sensors. So anyway, there's another overview of the Netlink control system for the Mountain Point Nano Brewery.